are aware of an information operation targeting the 45th general election on the social media platform WeChat.
China loves Carney. Welcome back to A News Network. Let's have a listen to the task force here on interference on how China loves his top pick is Mark Carney. Let's have a listen.
The information operation was launched by Yoli Yomien, WeChat's most popular news account. Intelligence reporting links the Yoli Yomien account to the PRC, Chinese Communist Party's Central Political and Legal Affairs Commission. The content of this information operation contains story about the Prime Minister, Liberal Party of Canada leader, and candidate in Nepean, Mark Carney. This content has been amplified in a coordinated and inauthentic way. This information operation had contrasting positive and negative narratives, first amplifying Mr. Carney's stance with the United States, and then targeting his experience and credentials. The site task force assesses that the foreign state-backed information operation was intended to influence Canadian Chinese communities and look to mold perceptions about the candidate. The campaign received high levels of user engagement and views, between 85,000 and 130,000 interactions, and an estimate of 1 to 3 million views. WeChat developer Tencent reports that the platform itself has over 1.3 billion monthly active users, but has not disclosed how many of those users live overseas. The activity saw large spikes of what is believed to be coordinated inauthentic behavior on March 10th and 25th, 2025. Following increasing levels of engagement on the platform, the Liberal Party representative was briefed about the findings on April 6th. The site task force will be discussing this issue with Tencent, the developer of WeChat, later today to raise our concerns. Nous sommes au courant d'une opération d'information ciblant la 40.
We are aware of a foreign-led project aiming to target our elections on WeChat. The information operation was launched by Yoli Yomian, WeChat's most popular news account. Intelligence reporting links the Yoli Yomian account to the PRC, Chinese Communist Party's Central Political and Legal Affairs Commission. The content of this information operation contains stories about the Prime Minister, Liberal Party of Canada leader, and candidate in Nepean, Mark Carney. This content has been amplified in a coordinated and inauthentic way. This information operation had contrasting positive and negative narratives, first amplifying Mr. Carney's stance with the U.S., then targeting his experience and credentials. The site task force assesses that the foreign state-backed information operation was intended to Canadian Chinese communities and looked to mold perceptions about the candidate. The campaign received high levels of user engagement and views, between 85,000 and 130,000 interactions, and an estimated 1 to 3 million views. WeChat developer Tencent reports that the platform itself has over 1.3 billion monthly active users, but has not disclosed how many of those users live overseas. On March 10th and 25th, 2025, activity saw large spikes of what is believed to be coordinated, inauthentic behavior. Following increasing levels of engagement on the platform, the Liberal Party representative was briefed about the findings on April 6th. The site task force will be discussing this issue with Tencent, the developer of WeChat, later today to raise our concerns.
Efforts to be more transparent with Canadians, we have also published a backgrounder which details our findings about this latest information operation. This backgrounder is included in the news release being issued today. At this time, the panel has determined that this is not affecting Canada's ability to have a free and fair election. This case is contained to one platform and has not spread further, nor is it affecting Canadians' abilities to make informed decisions about their
Hope
vote.
liberals can think why
Les-
the WeChat would be involved and want Mark Carney to stay Prime Minister of Canada. Why they would want that, and Donald Trump. It really makes you think that Mark Carney is perfect just to keep the liberal policies in power, just keep it rolling, and all of a sudden it'll just get weaker and weaker, and they can help take it over. Let's continue a bit with what's being said here.
Canadians must remember that this is an account that's backed by a foreign state and that the information that's being shared there could aim to manipulate public opinions.
Question the information they see online. L'espace numérique est au centre des discussions sur la
The digital world is at the heart of Elections Canada's focus.
task force briefings. The current threat landscape is unique from previous election periods, in part as threat actors adapt their methods and conceal their foreign interference activities. Cette évaluation s'applique également au paysage numérique.
This assessment also extends to the digital landscape with the advancement of emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence.
For instance, mis- and disinformation online can be fueled by artificial intelligence through its ability to leverage algorithms to amplify messages and content, and its ability to further generate fake images and videos such as deepfakes. Il incombe à chacun de protéger et de promouvoir l'intégrité de l'information.
Protecting and promoting information integrity online is everyone's responsibility. All members of Canadian society have an important contribution to make.
In a recent Government of Canada statement of Canadian democratic principles that calls on all of society to take action to protect the democratic principles of integrity, transparency, authenticity, and accountability. It is also why the government has been engaging with representatives from social media platforms and tech companies for several months to discuss our mutual commitment to free, fair, and secure elections. These discussions are ongoing and have been productive. Le maintien d'une communication ouverte.
Maintaining open communication with social media platforms is especially crucial during the election period.
Government of Canada officials are meeting regularly with platforms to share information on emerging issues and encourage them to uphold the principles of integrity, transparency, and authenticity.
It's refreshing that they're actually looking into this right now with a few weeks going to the election, because even Greta Thunberg coming to Canada on her yacht from that race car driver to New York, and then, you took my childhood, or how dare you, all that talk. That was interference as well. So I'm glad they're talking about it here too. Let's keep going with the interference on I think some points here.
We also engage platforms to share information regarding online activities that may threaten democratic process integrity, such as foreign information manipulation and interference operations, suspected bot activity, and coordinated inauthentic behavior.
We are looking to social media platforms to uphold their commitments and to enforce community standards.
The platform has their own rules in terms of services and ways to report disinformation. Content that violates these terms should be reported to the platform. Cette responsabilité est parfois assumée par
In some cases, this is done by the government, but should also be done by individual users.
questions about social and digital media platforms' actions or services should be addressed directly with the individual platforms. It is important that we all remain vigilant and proactive to help ensure the safety of our collective digital environment and the integrity of the information we consume online. We cannot and will not take for granted the system that underpins our rights, freedoms, and Canadian values that we hold dear. Democracy thrives in the light and in our collective actions.
We encourage Canadians to make use of the tools and resources available on the Democratic Institutions webpage and on CSE's website, Get Cyber Safe.
CST. The panel will continue to meet regularly to be briefed by the site task force. This will be done at least once a week or more often as required.
We will continue to safeguard the integrity of this election for all Canadians.
Bridget Walsh for an overview of the cyber threats to Canada's democratic process report. Thank you.
So do you think they should look into this every single day in the nasty weeks before the election, like now, because it's going to get a lot more serious with this going on? And Trump, he's promoting Carney as well. I think I'll make another video on that because I don't know why liberals are saying that Pierre, a mini Trump or whatever, if Trump supports him, like are they deaf? They can't hear what's actually going on because Trump wants Carney to win because all he has to do, he has the same cabinet, same people, just keep doing what you're doing, do your net zero and crap like that, and Alberta will be gone. In my opinion, then Saskatchewan will fall, Manitoba, BC, and then Quebec will. They'll just figure we have to separate because otherwise, if we become America, we're going to lose all our French. That pride that they have, just speaking one language, is the biggest deal for them. Let me know in the comments. Should they track this daily of what's going on, the interference on social media, and which social media would they actually track more? Because I think X is what they don't. Well, I'm not sure if they want to track it. Maybe they do want to track it because they don't want facts to come out. But Instagram, I think a lot's going on, and Facebook. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching the 8 News Network.